Hello, this is the What If Galaxy back again. So, on the last video of What If Deku was Springtrap Part 0. To me, it felt I had many mistakes, and yeah. So, to make it much more clear, Deku was the one who also helped making Five Nights at Freddy's, like Freddy Fazbear. At the beginning, I said he was on Henry's side, the good guy, and they come up with a plan to end it all, the last game. And Deku sacrificing his life within Spring Bonnie suit to kind of, to make sure that they're all there. Even though he knows it was risky and he will die. Henry going back to save him, but didn't, succeeded. So yeah. And if you hear stuff like I said, like what I was talking about, yeah. But Deku had a child, and since he was 15 of Freddy Fazbear, and he is now 30 when he died, since I don't know the time length of Five Nights at Freddy's. So we're going to the main of where the story began. Back at the graveyard, where the Altons, the children, everyone that basically died, including the night guards. Died of every game. Yeah. So we see Izuku's grave. Him still in the Springtrap one, since, Henry couldn't find a way how to get his corpse out of the Spring Bonnie, of the Spring Bonnie suit, since, it's kind of like Springtrap a little bit, where you die in it. I don't know how to, anyways, we go off where he suddenly activated and came back alive. Yeah. And he went out of his grave, not knowing of where he is or what's going on. He looked to his left and right to see gravestones of names of the children and William Afton. Even the children as well. Him not knowing what is going on or why he's in a graveyard, he decides to walk around. But before he walks around, he notices his looks. And notice that he's still wearing the Springtrap costume, where his dead corpse is still inside. Him finally realizing he's just like the kids of the dead soul, of the souls possessing the animatronics. Him finding out the way of that. So he found a piece of cloth on the ground. Kind of I'm gonna say this, someone worked at that graveyard to keep it nice and tidy, but the graveyard kind of had been forgotten, and so the guy left, so the graveyard is practically trashed now. Trashed. And I'm gonna call him Springtrap from now on cause, it's kind of easier to name now. So if I say Springtrap, I'm talking about Deku, Midoriya, and Izuku. I go by those three names sometimes because, Anyways, Springtrap found the cloth. He put it over his entire body, walking around through alleyways. Him finally noticing a giant, um, the place of, Five Nights at Freddy's security breach. Him finding that place, he decided to wait until dark. Skip to its nighttime. He goes in through the vents. Him finally going inside, he decides to look around. Going to place. Him wondering why is there um a Freddy's Entertainment stuff like that. I forgot the names of what is Five Nights at Freddy's place. Him finally, him wondering why is there a place like this if it's supposed to be forgotten. Then he remembered Alton having a child. The child, William's child, must have known and decided to start from the ground up again. But since this is practically the future, the child died having other families, of to being the great granddaughter of, the daughter, the great great granddaughter of Vanny, being the daughter of, William Afton. You know what I'm trying to say here. The granddaughter of William Afton, great great grandfather, stuff like that. Him finding out about she must have built this place of Freddy Fazbear to keep, yeah. So he wandered around until it was day. Him finding a place to hide, he found a little a sewer hole, like a pothole or something like that. A sewer drain. Yeah, a sewer drain. He goes inside, wandering around through the sewers. Him going to the underpass where where he heard of sludge coming out. And this is where the sludge villain incident came in. Where the sludge villain, when he popped out and looked at Deku, he was immediately terrified of what he looked at. He saw a dead corpse walking around in a springtrap suit. Him not knowing what he was, the sludge villain still tried to attack and take over the body. But Springtrap fought back, and with the animatronic noises coming out, he can still talk. He can still talk. He can just do the animatronic screams and stuff like that. And he can also change his eye color, but only to one color, and that is purple. Since, no, no purple. Green. Yeah, green. Anyways, he fights the sludge villain. Until, while they're fighting, they hear a laughter of All Might. Appearing out of nowhere, saying, "I am here." Him punching the sludge villain, not noticing Springtrap gathering up the sludge villain. All Might was going to turn around to thank him of distracting the villain when he came. But when he looked behind him, Springtrap was gone. But little pieces of blood. If you're wondering why there was blood on the ground, he's a walking corpse. But I'm gonna say he still has arms and legs, even a torso still in there, still having blood within him. But not, just blood that's basically floating around in there. But when he saw that, he did saw blood. Decided to take the blood to find out who it belonged to, just in case. Thinking if the character was, an accomplice with the sludge villain. we go to Deku going to another part of the sewer system. Him wondering what is going on about the sludge villain until he had the idea of searching for answers. So we skip to nighttime again because he didn't have anything to do, so he decided to wait and just sit there minding his own business like well, you know those, yeah. Anyways, yeah. So at nighttime, he decided to he found a villain harassing someone. Springtrap decided to show himself and screamed out, "Let them go!" And I'm not gonna say he or she because the civilian is not important to the story. The villain looking at Deku in complete utter terror of what he is. The villain, not knowing what to do, tried to fight him, while the civilian ran away, not seeing Springtrap but decided to run away when he had the chance. The villain, not caring, still going to try and punch Springtrap. Springtrap caught him and did the animatronic scream and, killed him. Like, but yeah. But not, no, not technically kill him. Actually, yeah, kill him. And he found a phone dropped by the civilian. So, Springtrap took the opportunity to search up what happened through the past years when he died. Him searching up information of the Five Nights at Freddy's 1 security breach area of the timeline and of what happened about corks popping up out of nowhere. Springtrap, now knowing the information, decided to wander around the place. Him finally remembering he had like a son. And as I have said before, he is a great grandfather or something like that. That's what I think you pronounce it anyways. So he went and go and find his relatives to see on who they are and, to reconnect with his family a little bit since, yeah. So we go out to him trying to find his family member. We skip now. While he's doing that, we're going to skip to All Might's perspective now. All Might, just returned. Just put the sludge villain into custody. Him going back to UA while holding the blood sample. And as soon as he got to Principal Nezu's office, he told Principal Nezu of what has happened. So, Principal Nezu taking the blood sample and trying to find the DNA of who it belonged to, then finding out of who the person was. Now we go to Nezu. All Might, I think this is the person that you are looking for. All Might's perspective. What is it, Nezu? Nezu again. It seems we have found the person that may or may not have been the accomplice of the sludge villain. Him turning his screen or laptop around, showing a picture of Izuku Midoriya. But it said he had died. All Might and Nezu confused of what happened. While looking at the time of when he died, they were shocked that I'm going to say it was over 200 years. I'm going to say it was over 200 years ago. Cause actually, no, 50 years. No. Yeah, just 100 years. 100 years. He died over 100 years ago. Ome and Nezu confused about this because he was dead at the age of 30. Them wondering of how could he have lived that long and still have, And while that was going on, we're going to perspective of Inko Midoriya. And her, she was, like in the house, sitting on a chair, like those really comfy plush, puffy chairs, those type of ones, the one that are really soft and puffy. Her reading a book. You can choose which book she's reading, a comic, whatever floats her boat. And until she heard a knock at the door. Her seeing that is Nezu and All Might. Her shocked by seeing All Might, but confused about seeing Nezu. She stepped aside. All Might and Nezu asked for permission to come in. Inko agreed to come in. To let them come in. I'm sorry. Them coming in and sitting down on the couch. While Inko Midoriya is sitting on the other side. Inko Midoriya asking them why are they here. All Might and Nezu tells her about Izuku Midoriya of he dying and ask if they know where he is. Inko knowing Izuku Midoriya because she knows about the Five Nights at Freddy's one since Midoriya explained it to his child before he died. Well, kind of died. Inko explaining about the whole timeline of Five Nights at Freddy's, they were shocked. Nezu also shocked as well, since he's like one of those smartest people on the planet, smartest animal on the planet, I think. Since he doesn't really, I'm gonna say he doesn't really believe in the superstitions of ghosts and possessing and stuff like that. Nezu being shocked by this, but decide to leave it at that and try not to believe it, but still in his mind, questioning if it's real or not. While All Might is thinking it could possibly be possible since they're in the world of quirks. Anything is basically possible. Inko, on the other hand, questioned why they brought that up. They showed her the evidence of the blood and of what has happened, and All Might explaining to it once again to Inko. Inko shocked of what she had heard about the blood of Izuku Midoriya still roaming around. She had gained to a conclusion of the exact same thing that happened to the children happened to her great-great-grandfather. And she didn't tell them because, protect family members, yes. But she also didn't know if it could be, Well, Ome Nezu, asked her if she knows anything of where he is or did he come. Inko said no, he did not come. So Ome and Nezu left. We're going back to Springtrap, where it has just been night. Again. I think. Him still waiting, like he saw basically Nezu and All Might entered it, and now he was waiting until they exit out of Inko's apartment or house. You can choose of where she lives, somewhere in Japan. So, as soon as they left, he waited until night again. Yeah. So, basically, as soon as it was night, Springtrap made a move to finally knock on the door of Inko Midoriya. Inko coming to the door and opening it to see Springtrap. Because she knows about Springtrap. And since Midoriya has the exact same appearance as William Alton as Springtrap, she thought William came back and thought to kill her. Her slamming on the door in complete fear after Springtrap putting his hand at the slightest moment before it closed, he opened the door to see a frightened Inko. Springtrap taking a step back and thought and tried to calm her down. While Inko was not calming down, she tried to go for a pan and try to hit Springtrap. Springtrap grabbing the pan and decided to talk. Can you please stop that and let me explain? Inko, still scared, decided to stop and listened. Now Springtrap explained of his side of the story, explaining of, how, his past, or his kind of his a little bit of past, his kind of a past life, dying, saving Henry, and Inko finally realizing that's her great-great-grandfather, Izuku Midoriya. Her finally realizing and said sorry about what she did. He accepted the apology and thought nothing of it, and to be honest, who wouldn't done the exact same thing if they saw that appearing out of the door, staring at you? Now, this will be the end. You can decide if he will go to UA to be be a vigilante. Now, and yes, I want you to give me ideas of what he can do. Like, I'm not going to give him forms, the powers are he can scream, like do the animatronic scream, like paralyze people, he can still kill them, but he also can't die. If you cut off his limb, he can just pick it back up and reattach it. So, this is the end of the video. I hope you subscribe, like the bell, like the video, subscribe, click the bell, like the video, and comment down below of what video I should make next. I've heard someone said the Freeway Sonic, but I'm still trying to find about what his powers, because there's a lot of things that he can do. So, I hope you had a wonderful day, night, evening, wherever you are, man, female, name or no name. I hope you have a wonderful day and have a nice love, have a nice loving family, life, wherever you are. Goodbye, and enjoy your life in complete happiness. Goodbye.